Hello, this is Tomorrow again. I'm with my daughter Nemi, and we want to talk to you about a haunted house that to this day is still very active. There's entities in there, um, anything from male, female, children, and what my daughter Nemi experienced was not the first sighting of a ghost. At first, my oldest daughter, who lives in the house with her family, she saw a full-bodied apparition of a man, and he was sort of hovering over her and her child. And I don't mean he was floating, but they were laying in bed, and he was leaning over the bed like as if he was checking on them, and it really scared her. And she told us about it. She told different people about it. Some people didn't believe her. Some people thought she was saying things. I automatically believed her because I know these things exist. And then she proceeded to have other experiences in the house, and they've lived in the house for about 7, 8 years now, and there has never been a year that has went by where they weren't seeing something. In particular, my daughter is the one that was experiencing this, and her youngest daughter, her only daughter. So anyway, my other daughter, Nemi, spent the night in the house, and she's going to tell you what she saw. You're going to tell our viewers what you saw.
Well, what I saw on that actually was the first night that I was living with my sister. I had lived there with her for a total of 2 months. So the first night that I got there, I don't know, I was feeling a little apprehensive because she had mentioned she had seen several things in the house. So I was a little nervous. I didn't know if I really wanted to stay there at night, but I thought, what the heck? I'm not going to see anything. I'm not going to get killed. So on this night, night, I was sleeping on my sister's couch, and I was faced away from her TV. And I had left the TV on that night, so I'm just sleeping comfortably. And I don't know what made me do this. I guess something woke me up. And when I went to turn around, because I guess the noise was going from the TV, and when I went to turn around, I saw a man staring at me, and he was in motion. It's like I caught him in mid stride. He was walking from my sister's kitchen, and he was to the left of the TV, and he was walking to the kitchen. He kind of stopped in his tracks, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. He looked at me, and we locked eyes for about 30 seconds. And at the time, I thought it was my sister's husband because they looked very similar. This guy was very tall. He was about 6'4", 6'5", maybe a little over 200 pounds, lighter tone, and he appeared to be black or maybe Hispanic. He had no hair, and the main thing I remember out of everything that was most distinctive was his eyes. And they were like beady eyed, they were circular, and they were very dark. And it was strange. And like I said before, I did think that it was my sister's husband because the way his gait, the way he moved. But I soon realized it wasn't my sister's husband because something was off his attire, what he had on. He had on some pajamas, and it's not very common, especially nowadays, for men or to wear full pajamas, like the full long sleeve shirt and the matching pants, and they were flannel, like a flannel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell what color the pajamas were. If I had to guess, because it was so dark, mind you, and the only thing that was on was the TV.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, maybe it was like a light blue, maybe, or like an off-white, or no, probably like a light blue.
Yeah.
And so anyways, we ended up locking eyes when I first initially seen him for about a minute, and it was weird. I felt like I caught him in the act of something.
Mm-hmm.
And after that minute was over and when we locked eyes, he slowly disappeared. So if you can imagine taking a spray bottle and spraying it in the air and it slowly dissipating, that's exactly how he disappeared. Now, what was a little bit more unique about this story is I've seen ghosts in the past, and they were never this solid. At least I don't remember. Let me take that back. When I was 7, when I saw my first ghost, this guy was solid, but I was so young I really don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy and all the other ghosts as opposed to the other ghosts in the past, where something would be missing. Like when I saw that kid when I was 10 years old, part of his head was missing. You know, right? But whereas this guy, he was solid. Like again, I mistaked him for my sister's husband.
Mm-hmm.
But it lasted about a minute. We locked eyes, and right after that, I picked up my phone. I started texting my sister saying, "Nah, I just saw a ghost. I saw a man,
Yeah,
like staring at me." And she's like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well, with you being an empath, now you guys know what the empath. My mom mentioned it before in her videos what empath is." She said, "So with you being an empath, I'm not shocked that you will see something in my house, especially on the first night."
Yeah.
And
was that the first night you stayed there?
Yep, the first night I stayed there, and as soon after that, when he disappeared, I heard like something going on in the kitchen. Like it sounded like someone was moving pots and pans or cups or dishes, just moving things. And it was really loud too, and I was so freaked out. I didn't know what to do, so I was hoping, that's when after I heard the clanging. After I saw him, and I heard the clanging in the kitchen. That's when I texted my sister, and then thankfully she was up and going back and forth. And like she said, you'll be an empath. Of course, you're gonna see something the first night. And then I saw her light on, so I went, knocked on her door and explained the situation to her. I was pretty scared at that time. So.
And I remember feeling left out because I'd never sensed anything in that house. I'd never seen anything. I just heard what you said, the several experiences that you have had and that Nye has had and that Lulu has seen. And I always believed you guys, but I never personally saw anything or felt anything until a couple of years ago. I was sitting in the kitchen, and she has a really small kitchen, and it's really connected to the living room. And I saw I think it was a vortex. It was coming through, just really hovering through the living room, and it had a humming presence. It didn't make a sound, but the presence of this vortex had like a humming feel to it, or vibration to it. And before I could say, "What is that?" it was gone. It was fast, but it was slow. And that's when I finally saw something in that house. But my daughter still lives there.
Yep, she still lives there, and she saw so many things, and I didn't know if you want me. There's so much. There are a few other things that I've witnessed in that household.
Tons of stuff.
So I don't know if tomorrow again, my mom, if she wants me to continue to share those videos.
I do, and we're gonna have to do this again. We're definitely gonna have to share some more stories from the house. It just to tell someone is one thing, but to experience it yourself is like mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Yeah. But for now, this is Tomorrow Again with my daughter, Nemi. We just wanted to share that snippet of a story with you. And we wish you the best of the best. And we hope you enjoy your day. Thank you very much. And I'll see you again. And can you please like and subscribe?
Please.
Thumbs up. Thank you.